Today, we are going to be talking about the rise, the fall off, the rise again, and maybe another fall off of Roddy Ricch. But before you do that, get your cranberry juice, your Cheerios, or something else to snack on, and let's talk about it. So, for a while, Roddy Ricch was loved by a lot of the people who love music like that, and he wasn't massive, but he still had some pretty big songs, bro. Like, Ballin' was a pretty big song, Down Below, Die Young, which, by the way, are all incredible songs. But he really had his biggest mainstream success when he dropped The Box, bro. You know that one that's like, it's low-key kind of a weird song in terms of like the instrumentals and the beat and stuff like that. But overall, the flow on it was crazy. Roddy Ricch sounded so hungry, and yeah, bro, that's one of the best things about Roddy Ricch is when he has so much emotion in his voice and so much enthusiasm. That's when people really enjoy Roddy Ricch. And sometimes he could even be smooth with it, bro. Like when he's like singing on songs like High Fashion or Passionate, those are both incredible songs. And even when he goes into like a more rap approach, like on Walk 'Em Down with NLE Choppa, that was pretty good, bro. It was a pretty good song. And he's known for being low-key kind of versatile. But all of a sudden, after he dropped his debut album, Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial, he disappeared for 2 years, bro. And I don't get it because everybody who listened to Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial loved that album. And Roddy Ricch in general, like Roddy Ricch is pretty solid. And I mean, there's been a couple people who are like, "Oh, I can't see him surpassing this. I can't see him doing any better than this. There's no way for him to improve." But if we're being more positive and happy and hype for Roddy Ricch, bro, I seen a little bit of excitement for where he could go in the future with this. But after he disappeared for 2 years, he dropped the most mid album to ever be created of all time, bro. Live Life Fast, bro. And there was not a single massive song on here. I mean, there was a couple alright songs like All Good featuring Future. Hibachi was okay with 21 Savage and Kodak Black. But for the most part, this album was incredibly boring, bro. Like the entire thing was just boring. And despite being Live Life Fast, I find it ironic because it took him over 2 years to drop this album after he released Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial. And the album cover itself wasn't that bad. I enjoyed the album cover. I thought it would be exciting. I thought it was going to be more like a late night vibes. But it just sounded, the passion was not there, bro. The passion was not there on Live Life Fast. And that's definitely one of the biggest things that killed it. And low key, bro, he needed a comeback from that album. And Feed the Streets 3 wasn't even really that great either, man. Like really was not that incredible. And I think it was definitely a step up from Live Life Fast, but in general, it just sounded boring again, and it was really disappointing because Feed the Streets 1 and Feed the Streets 2 were both incredible albums, which, by the way, I find crazy because they actually removed Feed the Streets 1. I don't know if you guys listen to Feed the Streets 1, bro, but it's a pretty great album in my opinion. But Feed the Streets 3 was not that incredible, bro, and it needed better features, low-key. Like, I feel like the only feature on there was like Ty Dolla $ign and Dirk, bro, and like that's really the only two features that were on there, and neither of them were that crazy, bro. And then it was just a bunch of Roddy Ricch sounding really uninspired, 15 songs of him sounding uninspired, and this just wasn't that much of a vibe. Like, it could have been a lot better, so much better, if he would have sounded more passionate, bro. But 2 years passed since then, bro. It's been 2 years. Feed the Streets 3 got dropped in 2022, and it's 2024 now, and he dropped this album. He dropped this single, Survivor's Remorse, and I listened to this. I love the gospel beat on it, like the gospel type of vibe on it, and I think that Roddy Ricch does an incredible job singing here. He sounds incredibly back in his game, bro. Like, back in. Finally, Roddy Ricch is back in, and it got me so excited for what's gonna be coming up. I really hope that this album cover, the cover for Survivor's Remorse is something similar to the album cover for what he drops and when he drops it, which should be sometime soon now. But yeah, bro, he dropped that song. I was like, this is incredible. And he continued this off with his next single, 911, bro. And he started the song off with the most smooth, luxurious, crispy flow I've ever heard Roddy Ricch have in quite some time. So probably not ever, but it was pretty solid. Sometimes I'll be sitting there at work and it just comes into my head where I just hear, "I don't found my tempo, baby, I don't miss. Like, what? It's just so catchy, bro. It's so catchy, gets stuck in my head so much. And then the actual chorus itself, the when I call, treat me like 911. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, the importance of his call is like 911. Like, I know it probably doesn't need like a genius explanation for it because it's really like straightforward, but bro, it's just so catchy. And the cover for this single too is incredible. And I feel like he's taking a more artistic route in a way. Like, it's so much more like smooth, bro. The music video for this was incredible. Everything about this new Roddy Ricch is sounding really crispy, bro. And I'm really excited to hear this new Roddy Ricch album when it drops eventually one day. And yeah, bro, I think we're gonna start seeing the comeback of Roddy Ricch, and it's starting very, very soon. With that being said, I love you all very much. What do you guys think of this? I'm conflicted, and I'm out. Peace.